happens to them when they die? When an undead dies? I was always told before the gods disappeared that if a man dies, his spirit resides on the plane of the god he followed. What happens to them? Was this ever alive? Does it go to that plane? Does it go to someplace more horrible? What happens? The goggles help. They do help. I can't see at night regardless. Just like a regular human. I heard you turn them in the cave. What does that feel like to control them? Halflings are won over by good cheer. It's in their nature to be drawn to joy and happiness and frivolity. I was cheerful because the situation called for me to be cheerful. I know that some of my friends here, my companions, they may look rather gruff, but I assure you, we are simply travelers going from point A to point B, and we will not bother you in a way. We do wonder what the road may have in store for us. Perhaps we could sit down and you could share with us what we should watch out for, and we could do the same. Two groups helping each other out, if you would.
I take a deep breath, and the tremors begin to fade. Fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. Fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. Did they have the same goal in mind? A wise man told me that do not follow the footsteps of the wise, but seek what they sought. Black spots begin to fill my vision. I struggle to keep my eyes open and my thoughts clear. I close my eyes and exhale, waiting for the inevitable. A wise man once told me if it doesn't draw blood, it's not worth doing. I hadn't expected one of Fillmore's sayings to be so, well, literal. Did he die from the fall? A wise man told me, they call you a hero when the word murderer falls short. A wise man told me, Sir Garen, that a full leaf falls from the tree with dignity, not anger. Does anybody have any ideas about why we met people from 40 years ago on the road? Has anyone seen anything like this? Anybody care for a drink?
When I was younger, I discovered the destructive power that a certain substance has, and I found that it had the ability to propel things at great speed. So I decided to try and fashion a weapon. I'm a bit of a gearhead, if you will. And of course, the dwarves are known for such things, so I learned quite a bit about crafting and inventing while I was there. I dabble, ever burning candles, mechanical creatures, all sorts of gadgets and whatever the townspeople needed. Honestly, I just wanted to help them out. I have no idea what he's saying, but it sounds like halfling to me. Who the hell is this guy? No, I've never seen anything close to this monstrosity. I don't know what to tell you, Cat. I just want to hear it. Sounds to me like they just drank too much of their own supply. Yeah, stealth isn't one of my top 10 favorite things. Your bravery is admirable, and you clearly are a great warrior. I admit that I'm not used to working with a group of people, but it's utter foolishness to attempt to win a battle that you cannot win. It wasn't the people, it was the topic. The incursion took a lot from many of us, and the fall of Red River is something I witnessed in person. To think that people don't even know that it exists. I overreacted. To arms! Steven. Can I see your crossbow?
I found this crossbow the other day.
Was that the crossbow thing that you were talking about earlier? Yours is really loud.
Thank you for getting me. I don't know, exactly what your reasons were, but you saw what was happening, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, the things just shot lightning at me and dropped my crossbow. Wow, you're a great shot. Yeah. I hit it twice. That thing was huge. What was that?
Wait, sorry. Before what? What's Breckers? Oh, breakfast. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Hey, while everyone's still asleep, I just wanted to. Yeah, I realized, and I realized, I never really said thank you for what you did for me, getting me out, and so I wanted you to have this, and this was just something I thought of that I didn't know if you'd like it or anything, and just wanted to say thank you. So all of this was just so you could get a buzz going?
I did not leave home because I wanted to. I left home because there was not much left.
Aye, but you see, Cat, money a mickle max a muckle north of the wall, and I'm sure you'll see that soon enough. Yeah, appreciate it. I'll be sure to get on not dying soon for you. Perfect. Right. So, Cat, what is it that you do? How many times have you almost died? How many times have you seen your friends die? How many times have you killed? I didn't again. I've not seen one in the wild before. It means I don't know. There's one thing that I took away from being with the Sentinels. It's that anybody at any age can either rise or fall to their level of initiative. And that really, if you expect the best out of people and give them the tools to act, that they can truly become themselves. And if you look down upon them and do not give them anything to make good means of themselves, that they'll fall to that as well. And that we're in a position where we have to overcome anything and everything as a group, and we have to make it past any divisiveness. Right, so Sir Garen, you first.
I appreciate the thought, but it's entirely unnecessary. It's more for... serves a purpose. Are you familiar with Kestrel Academy? To most, they just think of it as a place to learn the arcane and other like things, but it has a small section dedicated to sciences. I learned there. Aren't you the perceptive one? All I can say is, hopefully it passed from the Screecher before whatever happened to it happened. I want to describe it as control, more an act of desperation. It's unnerving. I try not to think about it. Well, this definitely has all the hallmarks of undead, I believe. But I don't know why it was doing whatever you're doing. I need to study it longer, probably. Or maybe see a live one again. Just trying to figure out what caused this. The way you described it seems like it's more than just death. Thank you. I'm not as big a fan of spirits.
I'm from Korzik. It's an island to the. It's across the sea somewhere. Gotta take a boat. Yeah, it's kind of one of those. It's kind of exciting though at the same time. Like obviously there's been some kind of worryful stuff popping off, but it's definitely fun to see kind of a new area that no one else has seen, and it'll be really fun to tell it to some of the other people that when we get back, kind of what all's going on. Okay, good. Just checking. You're not in this alone. Hey, I remember you. We did the whole thing with, the zombies and the cave and all that. Clavius, I even wrote you a theme song. Do you want to hear it? 2 things. 1, when did you get so happy? 2, why do we need so much whiskey? I mean, money does eventually make a belt buckle, but to buy that with the money that I'm giving you. Milk's just a stereotype. It upsets my stomach. Onward!
Is that a fucking cat? Is that a cat? Is that a talking cat? Why are you here? You're like a giant cat. Have you killed things before? Are you like a good hunter? Are there like giant mice? That girl looks really cool. She seems pretty cool. I'm gonna go eat some more pastrami. Can you teach me maps? What do I see? What is this arc here? Yes, but when you look at it, what does it mean? Like, what is this blob here?
I never took you for a teetotaler. There was a sound. I don't know why the collapsed wagon was making a sound, but I'm pretty sure I heard a sound. I'll have to drink on it.
Oh, I do have a serious question, though. Any bites on the line?
What else? Anything else? Anyone? Going once, going twice? Wow, okay. Here we go.
I feel like Gondor didn't answer.
A party stands atop a grassy hilltop, staring down at what remains of the once proud city of Bray. The sky above is overcast on this cool fall day. In a few hours, the setting sun will fall behind the shadow-set mountains. From this hill, you can see for what feels like miles around in almost every direction. Looking down at a world that you've just recently learned is much larger than the one you have expected to find. Somewhere to the north supposedly lies another wall, created by the gods. And the game is yours. We're going to jump in quick this week. What would you like to do?
Real quick, I'd just like to point out that I love Michael negging all of us, because there's no way that there aren't at least like 5 or 6 cutscenes just sitting in the queue ready to be read. And it's like, yeah, no, fuck you guys.
Who's to say? There's a lot in the camp.
Yeah.
But they're just waiting for their moments to shine.
A village, they call it. A village. When we get to Bray, my cousin Reuben will give us a royal welcome.
I think you just inadvertently named the guy we met at the end of last session there, Nick.
That was bravo.
I think there's been some hints of him. But we may or may not know. The Reuben that I know didn't have a scar carved into his forehead.
Who's to say? Maybe you just couldn't see it. He always had his hair down.
Always had his hair down. A lot of acne from that, really.
Yeah. You're on a hilltop looking at the ruined city of Bray. Anna casts a line.
Dueling
With fence.
pistols.
They're fighting over the same worms.
So I guess it's safe to say those halflings didn't really know what they were talking about, huh?
Yeah, Clavius realizing that very thing, looking upon the city as it is and not as it was, would be, for the first time, visibly emotional and extremely frustrated and angry, but silent. But a 2 on a perception check. Everybody would see he was really kind of hoping that he would see a city. And Arthur, especially, based on their conversation, would know that.
Do you have a funeral dirge on the bagpipes lined up in your sound bites?
I wish. I can give you the first hit of a hidden pass. That feels good.
I'll take it.
And I'm sorry, Michael, I think you said it and I just didn't catch it. How far away from the city are we?
You are approximately about 15 miles.
Okay, yeah, so a full day's march based still.
Yeah, about probably maybe a little less than 15 miles, but yeah.
Xerxes will place his hand on Arthur's shoulder and say, "The Primordials' damage was certainly widespread. I'm sorry, I know you were hoping for better news."
Did not think I'd come over the hill to see it in great shape. I really didn't think I'd come over the hill to see it in such bad shape. It is a tragic loss for such a great city.
An honest chick, Sarah, she's still with us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She is with ya.
Got it.
She is not fishing. But she probably does have a Bray accent.
New canon.
I can't help myself.
Do you wish to explore the town and see if you can find clues of what happened here, or is it too painful?
I know what happened. I didn't want to accept it, but I think I knew it in my heart all along. How can ye? This is my past. Only a small part of it, but a part of it all the same. This was a great part of the North, and now that North is gone, and I fear that the words of the shield about Mountain Heart may ring true after all. But we'll only know when we get there.
Should we
You wish
press
to-
onward? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. You wish to move on then? Shall we continue on to Mountain Heart?
We should keep going. We do not know what haunts us. We can only imagine that whatever it is won't quit. We should always be on the ready as we continue to forge into these lands that have been reclaimed by the wilds. We could go into the city if we're low on supplies or anything like that, but I would like to leave that to a group vote.
What's the point? Just dust. This whole world is just miserable dust.
Steven will turn to Sarah and say, "Didn't you say there were creatures in Bray, like corruptions?"
Yes, like I said, this is about as close as I've gotten to the city. But yes, the Blade Singers were stationed here, multiple of them, to watch over the city.
How long were they stationed here? Any of them still be here now?
That's partially what I fear, to be honest. There should still be 2 that remain. Tamir came with us, but I'm not sure if I can trust them.
Would they still answer to you if they weren't an abomination like Tamir?
I would hope so. Yes, if they weren't like him, then yes. But the strange thing was he traveled with us. I said for a time he was normal. It all happened at once when he changed.
And nothing happened that led up to that? There was no event, there was no exposure to anything?
Nothing. No, we were talking. He, like you, he read that same note, and we were just talking about sex, and then he just lost it.
We cannot tarry for much longer. We should begin moving, unless anyone's against it entirely. I think we move to the outskirts of the city and see what information we can glean. If not, have some shelter for the night. We can continue on in the morning when we've got our footing. We'll need to make a hard push to Mountain Heart, and if there are as many of the husks out there as you claim there to be, we need to be in great fighting shape in order to receive them.
Is it time to bed down? Like, what time of day is it?
Before night falls, it's probably 3 or 4 hours. So pretty close. I mean,
It would make logistical sense to, find a little shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Lead the way then, Arthur. You know the city best.
Arthur will forge ahead, 30 feet, longbow in hand.
How close are you wanting to get to the city tonight?
How far away is the city from where we're at on the hill?
So you're like, probably like closer to 10 to 12 miles.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, so we should just walk as normal and then just bed down when it's time.
Well, I think that's a conversation that we'll have as a crew. Like, so if we walk as normal, we likely won't make the outside of the wall, or it'd be close, or we could get there like slightly after nightfall, or we can do a hard press and get there faster. But we would obviously try not to be too meta, but just we'd take a ping on the old perception. So we need to.
No. You don't have to worry too much about meta. I mean, it's like if we're moving fast, we're louder.
Yeah, and then Arthur would definitely be pushing that, and I think at this point, Arthur would prefer to be closer to the city than farther away. If he has any slightest feeling that they're still being pursued. Because there's so much more advantages to being closer to the city than not. There comes with some bit of the unknown within the city, but right now they're in between the unknown and being pursued with nothing to put their backs against. If hopefully they wouldn't be in a hammer and anvil situation by going into the city, but at least buildings provide some sort of funneling system.
I mean, you're leading the way, so you're dictating the pace.
Yeah. What's the condition of the she-elf?
She's good. She's been keeping up fine.
Fent, Anna, it's time to put the tackle boxes away. We're going to book it. We will
only just cast.
We will press forward with haste.
All right.
Attempting to make the outer walls by nightfall.
I love it. All right, so you guys move on towards the city. Right. Moving at a rate that bit faster than you have been up to this point, but not anything like, excessive. As the sun sets, you guys, get within a few miles of the city. Probably somewhat more similar to, what you see before you at this point. You can see the city in a bit more detail. The sun setting, which makes it a bit, more ominous, maybe, looking at it. But you can kind of start scouting out whereabouts you want to be in the city, and how far in maybe you're plotting to go. So if everyone will roll me just perception checks, kind of as you're getting in this closer into the city, just kind of scanning it as you guys are all moving in. Wow. Couple good ones in there.
All above 11, I might add.
Yeah, solid. Steven, Clavius, and Saru. As you're kind of scanning the area, there's just a few things that pop out to each of you. Saru, you see somewhere near the upper cliffs of the city, maybe somewhere around here-ish, something catches your eye that moves. A large something expands its wings outward, and it does, from the silhouette that you see before it kind of disappears behind the building, appears to be what looks like a Vrock, one of those same creatures that you encountered only a few days ago, and watched a dragon tear apart. In the skies, Steven, you swear somewhere around here-ish that you saw a movement. You saw a figure, just what looked to be walking, just walking along between some buildings before you lose sight of it. And Clavius, outside the city walls, somewhere around here-ish, you see the movements of a small group of something. You train your eye on them, and they appear to be the same creatures you encountered on the bridge. If you can make them out, their movements very similar to those dretches of which you saw. And you count at least 3-4 of them before they kind of end up out of sight somewhere along the wall. in that region. And that's kind of what you guys pick up as you're like kind of scanning the city from this closer distance.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh. Well, if that's all, a warm welcome.
XP farm, anybody?
No guns.
Us or them?
No guns allowed.
Hey, get us to level 6 and maybe I'll craft a silencer if you ask nice.
Yeah.
We all die.
What's the mechanics of a silencer in the game?
It no longer makes a sound that can be heard from a quarter mile away.
Where does it make a sound from where you can hear it from?
I don't remember. I think it's silent, actually.
Yeah, it might be silent, like the spell. Silence. I think. I mean,
But I got a lot of stuff I could put on my guns, so I don't know if silencer will make a cut or not. We'll have to see.
What level do you get to put a bipod on it?
There might be something like that, actually. You'd be surprised at my options.
They're pretty good.
But it's not till level 6 I get new ones, so.
It's like level 10, like a track and a diesel engine and half-inch thick armor.
Yeah, just wait for the tank.
I'll relay that I saw a horse-killing flying lizard thing on top of the hill.
I saw someone walking in the lower part of the city.
What did they look like?
I don't know.
Humanoid.
Yeah, just looked like a person.
Just saw a figure.
And there are dredges patrolling the wall on the outside. 3, 4, if that's the only group.
Whereabouts were they?
To the left of the gate.
Does it look to be like that's kind of... Does the gate look like it was rebuilt at all? Like, not rebuilt, but like Mad Max style? Just like the piles of rubble were kind of organized to still...
Yeah, there's some rubble that, you know, were definitely organized to like help defend areas of the city. That's for certain. But it doesn't. Nothing really resembles rebuilt in the sense that of, you know, humans or the like rebuilding things.
It's dark out now.
Yeah, I mean, the sun is starting to set. There's still some light. The wolves are just howling at the mountains or something.
Maybe it's preemptively tells Saru he could see at dusk, just not in the dark.
What kind of natural land formations do we have around us? Looking for things like if there's like a stand of trees or thick brush.
So the brush is all pretty tall and thick, but there isn't any like vegetation other than the grass and the like. I mean, there's some like rocky areas that you could probably find, you know, shelter within or around, but the city is very like positioned to where, you know, it can see outward. It's, you know, protected in that way.
Yeah.
How long would it take us to get to the nearest kind of, you know, forest area or whatever? You know, where it's not like someplace where we could have a fire and it wouldn't be seen from the...
Is there any reason that we want a fire?
You wouldn't need a fire yet. It's not that cold.
Gotcha. I thought we were north, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting to a point where fire is going to be more important at
Can you
night.
toss the main map up for me real quick? Young Shin? Oh boy. Okay.
You're much further in at this point. You're, a few miles outside the city at this point. So you could go back outward if you would like, either direction, to go find a more forested area if you'd wish. Now that you've gotten closer and seen some things.
Unless anybody's got an objection to it, I want to press hard to the east toward the Lamnach Woods. I think from there we'll find better shelter, but we're going to have to push for several hours into the night. But all of our efforts would be rewarded with better safety and shelter than what we'd find on the plains here at the base of a fortified city full of things that want us dead. Does anyone disagree? Move as hastily yet as silently as you can. We'll feel more comfort with many miles between us and them. And he will take the lead, driving east if there's nobody opposed to it.
There. Alright, so you're going to travel a little ways into the night here to kind of get yourself...
Got to travel into the long night.
Further away from the city. Can I get one flat D20 roll? Thank you, sir. After several hours, you find a nice, for the area, a nice big copse of trees that you guys can kind of dip into. You can still see the city from here, but it's much farther away than being a few miles outside. But you still can see the hill that Bray rests upon. Arthur, will you roll me a survival? But yeah, you're pretty satisfied with a spot that kind of has some rock to the backside, and there's trees. You feel pretty well covered. It's up to you whether you'd want a fire or not. You don't necessarily need one yet. It's not too cold, but you feel like you could get away with having one without drawing any attention. But yeah, it's maybe 11, close to midnight at this point. Not necessarily pushed too far. But yeah. You got a campsite?
Arthur would like to encourage everyone, whatever we can do, whatever kind of makeshift fortifications we can do, even if it's, small piles of brush, whatever it is, spend 45 minutes just kind of fortifying and at least essentially doing what a combination of what he learned when he was north of the wall prior, and then more so what he learned within the Red Sentinel as well. And kind of like the Romanesque style of like when you break camp at night, you use as much of the earth as you can in its natural formations to kind of have this small hill fort thing, but also, small trenches being dug, brush and stakes kind of being driven into the ground. There's not a whole lot you can do within like that hour time frame, but any little thing that can just make like basically difficult terrain in most of the areas leaving like 1 or 2 openings. That's not difficult terrain, both to funnel the enemy or to escape if need be.
Love it.
As he's digging, you see this SPQR tattoo on his shoulder. And I promise not to recast him as Russell Crowe in his prime.
No recast, we can't.
Is Russell Crowe in his prime not in the budget?
I don't think he's in the budget.
Russell Crowe.
Is he out of his prime?
In the budget. Yeah, that's a great question. I saw he just has a new movie out. I didn't see which, but I was flipping through the movie listings last night. I did see Russell Crowe's face.
So during all of Arthur's instruction about making camp, Clavius is still totally dejected, puts his tent up, mutters under his breath, "What's the point?" Drinks 5% more of his magic water, and goes to bed and will not take a watch or participate in the camp building.
Pulling a Xerxes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't let anyone know that I don't watch. Assuming my elves are on last watch, who is on first watch?
Arthur can be on first watch.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna go fishing here, guys. I think this is a good moment for it.
All right.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Now's the best time to attack you with things. down a blood hunter and a wizard.
When you say down, I don't see it as down. I see as we have some meat shields
I don't know if you've noticed
that we can kindly and politely direct onto the field of battle.
But every battle we've had so far, Fent just vanishes into thin air.
He's been there all along. He's been waiting to see if it gets hairy enough to intercede.
This time, Arthur's going to overtly use him as difficult terrain.
The people's meat shield, Borseal, is still there, though.
Fent is difficult terrain.
It could be a good name for something like a band or a restaurant, the People's Meat Shield.
Borseal does a great job as a meat shield.
I don't know if I'd go to a restaurant called the People's Meat Shield.
He absorbed like 50 points of damage in that last combat.
Yeah, it didn't matter if he was unconscious for most of it, but he does his best.
He lived.
He lived. That's really all that matters.
The dwarf who lived.
The dwarf who lived.
Is he a dwarf?
He's actually a human, but he does look like a dwarf.
He's a human. I've had him in my head as a dwarf this entire time. He's a human?
I think he's a human.
Is he a shorter human?
Yeah, he looks like a dwarf. So
Shorter, hairier human.
he's very old. I don't know if I ever called him a dwarf or not, but he was meant to be a human. So. Who knows? I mean, he looks like a dwarf, so maybe you don't know. Maybe you never asked.
I thought he just looked
Definitely
like an old man.
M&S.
Will's got the tapes. We can rewind them.
Yeah.
Just comb through that footage.
They're on the YouTubes.
We've got the log.
I feel like I probably said what he was in the very first one, but who's to say?
Recast.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever been cast, so.
Can I work on my science project during this time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll cast him as Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Wow, 23.
Gotta pay the Borseal toll.
Does anyone else have any projects they need to work on?
Yeah, I'll do potion stuff.
I thought so.
Arthur will be on guard. Normally he would very much like to be watching Isabel,
Not potion stuff, apparently.
But tonight you will be more particularly on guard.
It's good that you don't watch Isabel tonight because she doesn't do the greatest job at potion making, some would say.
Gives up halfway through and actually watches.
Just like, ugh. Sucks.
Realizes that the plants that Arthur pulled last session were, in fact, weeds.
It's all useless.
I have to dump these out.
Well, is Clavius like sulking? Like, is he outie up here? Like, is he in like sleeping?
Yeah,
is he like just drinking at this point?
I think he's in his tent. Like
he's in his tent.
He's out.
Oh, he's out. Okay.
That Clavius.
Arthur.
Hi.
I think it was good, wise of you to move away from the city. There were, I can't recall. Did I tell you what they were doing there, or as much as I know that they were doing there?
I did not think that you have. No.
They when I was there years ago, when we tried to retake the city, they were mining for something deep within. And it may have been whatever these foul creatures were, or something worse, I don't know. But if we do enter the city tomorrow, sure. We should know what we're getting into, or at least that it's probably not going to be anything good.
Were you aware of what they were trying to mine?
No, we never got that far. Many died trying.
And you aimed to retake the city without knowing why they were trying to mine? I only ask that them having the operation that you stumbled upon was not known to you before waging the assault?
I don't know. It wasn't part of any military brass or anything.
Well, I think that's even more horrifying than if you had known about it. And very well why they would have fought with the ferocity that they did.
It was definitely one of the harder battles I've witnessed. The way both sides just threw themselves at each other.
Each seeming with different reasonings behind the tenacity. You all to reclaim a city, if only to have a hold in the north, and them appearing to have a greater need to hold it.
Yeah, it, just as you say. But we will have to return someday, but the day doesn't have to be tomorrow.
And the we doesn't have to be us.
One of the smartest things you've said so far.
I feel like when you get to know me, you'll think better of me.
Slowly.
It does make me think as well. I want to inquire the she-elf a little more on to what she said of Mountain Heart. If what you've told me, well, I know what you've told me is true regarding the mining operation, but combining that and what the she-elf told us of the city and what they bore witness to at Mountain Heart, there very well could be an even greater operation going on there. I can't think of any reason why Bray would be more valuable than the Mountain of the Dwarves. And that, truly, if we continue on that direction, there's naught but death and husks awaiting us. I think we've got to press onward to see for ourselves, but I do worry where we might end up.
Do you think we should go to Greyforge instead?
It seems like Greyforge might be in our future more than I'd like it to be, and what worries me is exactly what we interrogated her for about last night. Why didn't the other party, the remaining members of the party, travel with her crew? Greater numbers are better than fewer, and I'm sure they would have wanted to make their way back to at least tell the tale.
Well, you're right. There is something suspicious about these things. That is very clear. They would have at least sent one of ours back, but they did not.
And I think her hiding behind the veil of the will of their queen is an easy way for her not to have to answer for any of the misdeeds that they might have done. I do believe her in that she was somehow caught up in the sacrificial ceremony that the evil knight was doing, but I cannot believe that the knights began something like that out of nowhere. There has got to have been more of a foundational or systemic reason behind that. Though I do not know why, unless he was sent there. As I wonder, thinking out loud, do you think he could have been some sort of assassin meant to remove their party entirely?
It seems... I mean, how would they know we were leaving? They're on the opposite side of the veil, and there's been no communication between the two, and
no, they would not know. They would not know we're leaving. But do you not think that maybe that knight could have been an assassin for their party, killing the lot of them and returning home empty-handed? Well, not at all, as he takes his watch in Bray. And as I continue to think about it, we did not question her after she claimed that they had 2 or so of their number in the city. But for how long and for what purposes? Especially after what we saw this evening. Do you think they still would have a number there? Do you think there's any relation to Greyforge and Bray?
Historically, I'm not sure of any sort of relation. But, you know, Anna knows her, or Anna knows her. I think we should, if she thinks Sarah's telling the truth, and at least about what they know about Bray, then we should believe it, or at least go with it for now as knowledge.
I think she holds great knowledge of that area, and I worry about the religious hubris that city seems to have.
You're not alone there. I did some brief questioning before, and I didn't get much. It definitely seems off to me. As far as, you know, things have changed since the burning.
I think every time we find more answers, it only opens the door for more questions.
You're right there. That is very much true. Just like I told you, we must return to Bray. We must go to Greyforge at some point. It appears now. And you think those people should be us? No one back home knows about it.
It makes me worry for our lives, but we should speak with Anna on the matter and listen to her counsel. That if we begin to push towards Mountain Hearts, to see what there is to see. If it's not but husks, then I say we need to make our way post-haste back down to the wall that we know to report our findings. If only so that somebody on the south end of the Vale knows what's happening in the rest of the area.
You're right. This information can't die with us. But we'll have to figure out something when the time comes.
And this may be a message that we've got to pass amongst ourselves. That perhaps if we've all got to decide why we came on this mission, and we've got to decide if this mission is bigger than all of us. I think we've all got our own reasons, but we've got to decide if the truth dying with us is a greater thing to try to survive than any of ourselves individually. For that may be something that we have to reckon with in the future.
Let's not dwell on it too hard for the time being, though. We have enough worries.
And you know, I think I've got less nightmares in my waking days than I do when I sleep. Not that that's any consolation.
Sounds familiar. Anyways, good luck today.
I meant to apologize. I could not remember if you'd asked me to pick the ones with 3 leaves or 4, so I went with 5.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll go over some of these again.
I have to roll a perception check.
Where's that kitty? Oh, yeah.
See 2 discs of blue to the north as small lynx looks on, the firelight dancing off of its beautiful blue eyes.
Arthur will approach it slowly, digging deep within his pockets, pulling forth a small handful of catnip.
Roll for initiative.
Do you really want me to?
Yeah. No,
I tried to give it a real pregnant pause there to see what would come of it. You were you're doing a real good bluff there. Real good bluff there.
No, it just looks at you, as it always has.
As it's always want to do.
As it's always want to do.
You guys ready to watch the third biggest roll of my career?
Oh, God.
Tell me when. Tell me when.
I can't look. I'm going to cover up that part of the screen.
I'm absolutely looking.
Hey.
That's not supposed to happen.
Who do you have? Who do you have in there? Who do you have in that room with you pressing the button?
Marshall hops back in, and he tends to roll really well. So I had him. He didn't leave for that other thing. He just zipped over to my house really quickly.
That was smart.
He's under the table.
That was smart. He's now sneaking out. We just see him. As you reach out towards the lynx, it kind of moves closer to you, doing that thing a cat does where it rubs against your hand. And as it does, there's just like this moment where you feel almost like you're watching yourself from above. And there's this connection you feel not just to the lynx in that moment, but to the earth, to the land, to the north. And there's something that you've never felt exactly in this way before. But there's a comfort to it. Probably a comfort you haven't had for some time. Not just from being away from beyond the wall, but even before that. Before the Sentinels, before all that. You probably haven't felt this way since you were back in Bray when its walls were up. There is a connection that you have to this Lynx in this moment that is otherworldly. And it kind of walks around you and then just slowly walks in towards the fire and lays down amongst your party and just sits there.
Well, little kitty, it seems you're planning to travel with us for some time. I think I'll call you one of the names of one of the great citizens of Bray. This man is indeed a legend, was a legend, is a legend, will be a legend. And your name will carry great weight to it. Kitty, I shall call you Pat Mahomes. And Pat Mahomes you shall be. Cat Mahomes. I'm so sorry. God, I fucked that up. Cat Mahomes.
I was laughing the whole time. I knew you were going to call him Cat.
I fucked it up.
Don't worry. I was the only one that could see the name. The moment that you typed that in, I think it was last week when you typed that in, I literally started cracking up, but no one could know. That's good.
In my haste.
So good. As the first watch ends and the second watch begins.
Would I notice the cat?
Yeah, I mean, you would have noticed the cat.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have. There's no way you couldn't have.
Well, Isabel, it seems you've got a companion that wishes to travel with us. If you weren't aware of the lore of these things in the north, they're isolated individuals that hunt mostly in the mountains and sometimes the woods, but sometimes in great times of strife or need, many of the greatest hunters of the north would find these wonderful creatures and form a bond with them. And they would travel together for months, even years, sometimes until death took them. And I don't want to be presumptuous, but it would seem that Cat Mahomes here has chosen me.
So the entire time while Arthur's talking, could Isabel tried to call the cat over?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Give that animal handling check.
Okay.
Roll better than an 18, it's yours.
Nope.
The cat seems very happy to just sit and lay there next to the fire, seeming fairly indifferent to your calls.
Well, at least you have someone to be your companion.
Ouch.
Got him.
Ah! I just got burned by the fire.
Second or third watches. I know we've got the Clavius and Xerxes boycott. Watch boycott. Saru and Fent, you guys gonna have a little conversation?
Yeah. Well, I can do second or third, doesn't matter. Second's fine.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna see the cat, right?
Yeah, there's a cat sitting amongst the fire, right next to Arthur. Just a lynx, a small little lynx.
Big lynx.
I mean,
lynx.
it is good size. It's not tiny.
Big buff lynx.
I think it's a medium-sized creature, so it's bigger than a halfling.
He's gonna turn to you guys and be like, "Where did this come from?"
Well, cat, I see you've met my cat.
Wait, what do you mean your cat? You don't have a cat.
Well, Cat Mahomes isn't mine, but for the time that he'll allot me, I believe he intends to travel with us. He's recognized as Son of the North and intends to travel with it.
Is this normal? Are you normally followed by cats? I'm not following you, just so you know. I'm with you, but I'm not following you.
You know, I think back in Briarwood you recognized the Son of the North, and I'm sure you felt some sort of attraction to me.
I don't even know what that means.
No, Cat. All joking aside, these are magnificent creatures that are very much alone throughout much of their lives. And it's a great honor and a blessing for one to ever deem someone worthy of traveling with it. And I believe that we can trust in Cat Mahomes to be an additional guide to our crew and to be a part of our clan as we travel north.
Huh. I pet it. Or attempt to.
Seems chill.
Okay.
For now. Is there anything you'd like to do on your watch, Saru? Fent is with you fishing.
Nope.
Great. Your watch will also pass. And then we have Elf Watch, which... Welcome to the game, Connor.
Elf Power Hour.
Elf Power Hour. Steven seems...
Steven's
seriously excited about fishing recently.
Yeah. Steven be fishing for the rest of the night?
No, he'll be back. He'll be back shortly. But Sarah is up with you.
Okay.
For the final watch. If you've got anything for her.
Yeah. So Anna would be sitting pretty quiet, feeling a little out of sorts, not quite know what to think about whatever just happened during the day.
Fair.
And she'd turn to Sarah and look at her, be like, I was afraid to ask. Did your sister make it out of Centril?
No. No, she did not.
Is she presumed dead then? Or just missing? Do we know what happened with the people at Centril?
Well, I talked with Isabel was her name, right? She told me that Sintrell was gone, which I knew to some extent. I know you're familiar with Ornal Saris.
Yes.
When he came to Greyforge, he said that my sister and her husband would be okay. Now, it's been...
husband.
Yes. Osmir?
Anna just burns. I guess nobody's awake but Steven, who's not paying attention. But if he was awake, her face is probably the color of the fire. Did she marry Osmir?
Yes. Did you know him? Well, I assume. I guess, of course, you knew him. Yes, she didn't travel with Saris because she was carrying his child. But I'm told that she would be okay. I know that's not something that you probably want to hear, and I don't know how I feel about it at this point either with what you've told me. We were supposed to travel to Briarwood, and then on our way we were going to go to Sintrell to look for her and hopefully bring them back with us.
Well, the High Lictor wouldn't leave his grandchild and child in danger, I don't think. If Ornal Saris told you that Syl and Osmir were safe. Well, he predicted the wall. They probably are.
Yes, it's just Isabel was so sure. She said she saw the city fall. There's just things I can't... I don't know. I just don't understand what's happening out here.
With the husks or creatures from the abyss or something like that?
Just all of it. It's just... To me, it was... I trusted him. And then that happened. And then now I'm here with you, someone who I knew from before. It just... It's all a lot.
Well, take your time and sort it out, Zara. You will need to, at some point, find your own path, see your own truth. You may have been trained by the Rylinias, Zelrani, whatever they did to you. Syl told me they took you out of education. They took you out of the school we were in and put you somewhere else. I was never the warrior. I I would have never been the warrior you are. Unless I made it to Briarwood, so whatever training you went was very different than ours. But that is in the past. Nothing more than to move forward. Fillmore, one of these men that I hope is in Greyforge, he was fond of sayings. One time, we were talking about the winter, the snow, and he just looked at me and he said, "Anna, sleds don't have brakes." And that was all he said. That's how I felt. Really, most of the past 6, 7, 10, 20 years. You just hang on, Sarah. You just hang on. One more thing. You said the party was found years ago from Briarwood. Years. Plural. Was that a slip of the tongue? They've been gone for about a year. When were they found?
Yes, it was about over a year ago then, I guess.
Is that loose timing?
Like I said, I didn't meet them. As you mentioned, I did undergo training and I was away. I've been doing that for a long time now. Yes, it wasn't intended. Like I said, I just I'm out of sorts. It felt like longer ago than it was.
Michael, I think that.
Yeah, that's just
okay.
Yeah, that's a year, a few years. That's just me not being 100% familiar with the timeline.
No, that's cool. You also probably haven't had people listening back trying to peel apart every word on me. looking for any crack as we try to unravel this mystery.
Not yet. When the fans take over, it's gonna get hairy.
Don't worry, my notes are getting a lot tighter now.
Sorry, Sarah. I think I have one more person.
Sleds don't have brakes.
Did Farah? Is he alive?
Yes. He's alive. He's doing well. It's been a while since I've seen him, but yes, he's working. He's working in a new position.
Did he take over for my father?
No. He's been training as well. They call them the Blades of the Keeper. They're similar to the Blade Singers in a way, but they've recently been appointed to protect the royalty and Ceres. Now that the Blade Singers are being used in other ways, more outward ways.
Did Farah not become a blade singer then? He told me.
No, he was more equipped to stay closer to the family. He could have become Blade Singer, I'm sure, but this honor seemed to suit him even better.
Well, you told me his father is presumed dead. Would that
Yes.
make him?
He would have been the next in line, but you see, the Maydeth's armor was never found. His body never recovered.
Interesting. Training like the Blade Singers, just extremely loyal to the crown.
Yes, better suited for interaction, I think, as well. Pharaoh was always good with people.
That he was.
You got anything else for her?
Not for her. I'm just sort of.
All right, let's call 8:05 a good time to take a break, and we'll pick it back up in the morning.
I still remember it, as vivid now as it was those 5 years ago, the day everything changed. People have many names for it now. The Skyfall, the Day of Calamity, the Reckoning, and of course, the Burning. Though its anniversary marks the end of the primordial incursion, it is not a day of celebration nor festival. It is a day of remembrance, of fear, and of quiet contemplation. For above all, that was the day the gods vanished. As the Veil's elite fight for control of the region, grasping and clawing for power in the vacuum created by the events surrounding the Burning, the common folk are faced with the uncertainty brought on by the ever-growing list of factions vying for control of the many cities and kingdoms of the Veil. Outside the walls of these cities, where the cutthroat politics and warring factions are the main dangers, is a world of vastly untamed wilderness. Though the civilizations of the region may be dangerous and corrupt, they represent points of light in a vast darkness. Only those with true means of protecting themselves have even the smallest chance of survival when faced with the foreboding darkness of the Burnt Lands.
You have been chosen, each and every one of you, for a reason. That reason is unique for each of you. Some of you because of who you are. Others because of what you have accomplished thus far. And the rest for the potential that lies within you, waiting to come to the surface. This charter beyond the God's Wall will shape the kingdom of Briarwood, if not the entire realm of mortals, in this age of ash and in the ages to come. You chosen few will lead us in the refounding of the Vale of L'Oreal, in the name of the kingdom of Briarwood and the dawn. Now go forth and bring glory upon our kingdom. The hope of the realm is upon you, and the faith of Briarwood shall be with you every step of the way.
It's good. Morning comes on this, the 27th I don't remember the day that you left, but I could look it up in my calendar. But it is a warm fall day. The air is still, and the sky is clear. I love that. It's nice. What? Oh yeah, is this your health?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm just so good.
Thanks, man.
At rolling health. Pat myself on the back some more.
Give yourself an inspiration, podcast, Michael.
Yeah, really. That is good. Morning comes for you all. What is it that you all intend to do? And if you guys need to chat to each other or whatever, now would be the time to do it, as you guys are like breaking camp, doing whatever you're doing to fill in the horrible detriment you did to these woods with Arthur making a difficult terrain everywhere.
Except for 1 or 2 places.
Except for 1 or 2 places. Does anyone that have anything they need to do? Chat about, talk about, roll some hit dice. There we go. Thunderbird. No? Seeing none?
I do. I would like to, No. Nope.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Yes, actually.
Go ahead, sir.
Where am I?
I don't want to do anything yet.
Pretend we're on the daytime version of this one.
Does Clavius look like he has gotten more swole just by sleeping? Oh, damn.
Funny, you should ask that. He does appear to be a bit more swole, as you put it. A bit wider in the shoulders. His chest filling out a bit. Hard to tell if he's much taller by the looks of him. But Clavius, you, as you're putting your stuff together, or maybe you see Saru just looking on. Solvius is very good. How'd you guess his middle name?
It's very good at guessing.
That's the character I've already got teed up for when Michael kills this one.
Solvius, he's a barbarian. Very strong.
Clavius, I changed my mind. Can I have a swig of that water?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But don't drink it all. Just there's not much left. There's only like 15% left.
I dump it out.
Real life?
Real life. Like, thanks! Puh! I think you should stop drinking that. It's for your own good, I promise.
He
and
doesn't
your
do
armors.
it. He
and your
doesn't do
shoes.
anything. He just no reaction. Is there a reason you didn't want to drink it, Saru?
Oh, I just didn't want you to continue to drink it. I don't think it's good for you. And he nods at like the buckles on his armor that are probably excessively strained.
Is anybody else? Can anybody else hear this?
Probably.
Bell hides her bottle of wine.
We're not paying attention. Cat and Holmes and I are working on trying to kind of tear apart the encampment, the fortress thing that we built to not make it look so obvious that some sort of party stayed here.
Lavius will lean in to Saru and say, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but that city is leveled. The hope that I had to see a standing Bray, there's no hope up here except for what I usher in with these hands. And I have to figure out how to do it. So if there's a mystery, if there's magic water, if there's creatures that I haven't experienced seeing before, even if it puts me at risk, I have to figure it out, because nobody or nothing, no god, no primal is going needs to be done to make things right unless we do it ourselves. And I don't know how. And I'm going to figure it out. And we'll start packing up his tent. And still, we'll listen to Saru, but kind of like with that John Candy on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when he looks over his shoulder to see if he's still listening, but doesn't want to show that he's still listening.
I mean, I'm not sure how drinking magic water is gonna cure the world, but I don't know. It'll all work out. It's not a big deal. Just looking out for you, buddy. Pat him on the back and... Oh, but if you want mysteries, Arthur has a cat now. It's not quite as cool as me, but maybe go check that thing out. Don't eat it, but...
Will it try to pour out any of my remaining beverages?
Oh, not your whiskey.
Then I already like it.
So Clavius, are you putting your armor on this morning?
Yep.
I haven't. I wasn't sure if you put that first thing on or if you,
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I would probably put the tent up first, but if nothing's attacking us, just put the old chainmail on. If it fits.
Yeah, so it does fit, Clavius. It does mostly fit, but you do feel as though if for some reason you were to get any swoller, that it wouldn't fit anymore. Seems like information that is could be pertinent. I don't know. Who's to say?
How noticeable is it about like his armor and like him like getting harder for him to fit in it?
Probably fairly at this point. I mean, Clavius wasn't small necessarily, but now he's pretty, big guy. Sargeran was a large individual, and like Sargeran, was the biggest guy in your group, and Clavius is, he's closing in on that size. So it'd probably be noticeable at this point.
Okay. Isabel's not like discreet about looking and noticing at the things Clavius is doing this morning.
What's the plan, my intrepid adventurers?
We need one of those, I guess.
Whoops, I was muted. Could you throw us on the big boy map?
Yeah, that's where I'm headed.
Oh, actually, I need to do one more thing. Now I think about it.
Do it.
Xerxes was late getting up, slept in. And he sees Cat Mahomes in the camp.
Multi-attack.
Don't do it.
True!
I'm right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Is this your progeny?
No, I had nothing to do with this. Talk
Then
to
what
Arthur.
the hell is it doing in our camp?
I don't know. Again, talk to Arthur. It's apparently his.
It's not mine. It belongs to the North.
What does that even mean?
You just gave me a speech last night about how it recognized your greatness and whatever. Don't you give me that. It's yours. It belongs to you. It's following you. It recognized you. It's yours.
It follows me, aye, but it's not mine.
You just fed it some fish? Phantasm
Actually, no, the salmon didn't work out. No.
So I can expect this to continue to be with us?
You may expect it to travel with us. I do not know if it'll fight with us, but it seems it'll at least follow us, if not be with us, or with me at the front for a while. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean...
There are few creatures, aside from this beast here, that know this area as well.
I don't really understand what it's doing with you, to be honest.
I'm from the North.
So am I. You don't see a giant, a giant cat following me around.
I wish there was.
Do you want one?
I guess I do have a giant cat following me around. Now I think about it. Well, we did lose Sir Garen, so we needed an extra spot in the party anyway. Hopefully it won't claw me to death in my sleep.
Well, yeah, speaking of sleep, do you always go to bed early?
Well, of course. You don't think my horns get this shiny just by staying up at all hours of the night. At my advanced age, you need every bit of sleep you can get.
So Arthur, what's our plan? Are we going to Greyforge or?
You can't just divert that onto me. You gotta respond to that.
No, I just shook my head.
No.
There's no acknowledgement. Just like, oh god.
Why wouldn't we go to Mountain Heart?
The plan is to turn to the north and follow the Heart River. I had hoped that we'd be able to follow the Lumnach and go on the outskirts of the lake, but after seeing what we saw yesterday, I think it's better if we go straight north along the Heart River, keeping the Lumnach Woods to our right and putting a fair distance between us and Bray. I think it's worth us doing what we did yesterday and pushing ourselves a little harder than normal at the cost of saving our breath, but gaining so much more ground. It will be important, especially as we roam into the area where the supposed husks are. Speaking of, where's the she-elf?
Sarah. She has a name, Arthur.
No, that was Nick. That was Nick asking. Nick doesn't recognize that name.
She's among you.
Among us.
Standing among you.
I played that for the first time 2 nights ago. It was delightful. It was a lot of fun.
I tried it once. I didn't understand.
I rate it highly. It was a lot of fun. Sarah, you made mention of wanting to travel south. What is your intent now?
Where are you all going?
You know where we're going.
still,
We've made no recognition that we would do anything otherwise. This is where the mission takes us, and this is where we must go to find the knowledge to bring back.
I've given you I know you wish to see it for yourself, but you've seen Bray, and it's as I said it was. You put me in a real pickle.
And why do you say that? You were so intent upon traveling south yourself, by yourself. Now you wish to stay in her company?
Well, yes, that was before I knew that I knew Anna.
How many days' journey to Mountain Heart?
Well, maybe 5-6 days, depending on our rate of travel. We can reach it in 6 days, confidently, and 5 if we press hard, 4 if we've got devils chasing us.
Well, we might have hellhounds. Don't know about devils. I say we keep pushing, Sarah. I think you should stay. I think it would be foolish for you to leave, but like we said, you were not captive here, and you know much more than what you knew before.
She nods, and then she looks somewhat angrily down at her stump. I'll come along. I won't be a bother. Just, we need to be careful, and I appreciate how you handled yesterday. And she kind of looks to Arthur. I can tell you know these lands and are careful.
I've been meaning to ask you, actually. You made mention that a couple or a few blade singers spent some time in Bray.
Yeah.
When was the last time you knew of them to be there?
Just a few. I mean, they were there when we got to Mir, supposedly. I didn't see them, but they're watching the city. I don't know exactly from where.
Well, from the looks of things, it seems the city's fallen to ill-willed creatures.
Oh, yes, the city's definitely fallen.
So, were the Blade Singers there inside the city, or watching it from the outskirts? And if so, why?
To keep tabs on what's happening there. I don't suspect that they're inside. That I mean, you've encountered Tamir, but they're some of the best fighters that we have.
What are the odds we run into one of them in the north?
Like I said yesterday, I hope none. I hope 0. I hope we can avoid it, because, like I said, I don't know about these that are out here. They've been out here so long, I don't know if we can trust them. I don't really want to lose another limb.
We've got less to lose than us.
It's true. I'm happy to know that you handled yourself against him. If it did happen, I can't trust them right now, even if they are acting normal, because as I said, Demir was himself before all this happened. And now my voice is getting a little more like weirdly Irish, and I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes it's hard to stay with the realm. I found myself earlier switching to it, honestly. I was a little worried that I'd be stuck there for the rest of the day.
The only voice that I can keep doing is Borseal.
Well, then we'll have to let him be the meat shield last.
I'd rather not.
We're going to press north and follow the river once we hit it. In the north by northwest manner. We must move swiftly, and we'll find ourselves where we find ourselves coming at.
You trying to go quick? Is that the aim of the game?
If everyone's akin to it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Is that moon a waxing or waning gibbous?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't say. It just
something.
It just shows.
Personal curiosity, more or
Yeah.
less.
I don't know. I feel like it's just stuck on that, man. Maybe not.
I mean, just, it'd stay there for a few days if you're measuring it, quarters or eighths.
I feel like that's technically like the waxing one, but I don't know. I don't know if we've seen a full.
Look,
in this.
Croft, I don't think we can handle a werewolf situation right now, so...
It's important. Hey, it's important for Isabel to know this.
Oh, so important.
That's the twist you've all been looking forward to. All right, so as you head off, you'll be getting your last glimpses of the city of Bray before you get up to that river. So Arthur, say your goodbyes.
Goodbye. Goodbye. For no see ya after.
You do have a new member of your party traveling with you. It is a cat, so that's fun. A different cat.
A better cat, some would say.
Look out.
Replacements.
I'm Team Saru,
Fight your cat.
Oh yeah, do I need to? Does your cat need to roll hit dice for this level?
That's a really good point. I think it probably does.
I don't think we did. So
I don't know if it's hit dice. It doesn't list it.
let me look.
Yes, it's like a 6.
It's a D8.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's a D8. Plus 0 because of your con of 0.
I'm back.
Nick's gonna roll.
Gonna need the DM to save me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You see, guys, the trick is to not rely on my rolls.
We usually don't.
Well, that's good. That's good
Is
then.
So he's at what, 31 now?
32.
32.
32 is what the plus 8 does.
What a good boy.
Good boy. Good boy. Every time Court refers to Charles as a good boy, my heart glows. He's a good boy.
It's like his dog. All right. Can I get a D20
guys are so bad at rolling.
I mean, this D20 roll could mean anything. High could be good, high could be bad.
Never know. I know. Actually. Oh, good. About halfway into your day. As you're reaching or getting closer to the water, which thankfully I have this lovely map still here. Except now Catrick can be a part of the group.
You got an expensive cat, Nick.
I've only got to pay him $500 million gold over 10-year contract.
Flying overhead nearby, you see a familiar sight. You see Vrox flying in your general direction.
Like towards us?
They seem to be coming towards you, and from behind. So as if they were going in the same direction that you were going.
Is that just like, does anybody have to roll perception, or is that more of like a passive thing where we've got like little time in order to pick up on
It is a passive thing. You were able to pick that up over some time. You kind of see them, and then you realize that they are moving towards you, and you have a little bit of time to do whatever it is you need to do to avoid the possibility of an encounter, or
Alright, pull out my gun.
prepare for one.
I'm gonna pull a vial out and drink it.
Can I get the quick 10-second recap of what I missed?
Sleeping time, you did some fishing. Steven heard some of a conversation between Anna and Sarah. And now
We're moving
you're
towards Mountain Heart.
Moving towards Mountain Heart.
Got it. Okay.
Away from Bray. Moving at a quicker pace.
Really, it's this party's goal to have no more combat and only RP from here on out.
Well,
I think we can do
Can't
it.
die.
except for the fact that Nate pulled out his gun and I armed myself with a vial, so.
Buddy, fire.
Doesn't mean it's usable.
Connor, do you
I
buy cigars in bulk, or do you buy them every other week?
Generally, in the summer, I'll generally buy a bulk, and then I didn't have any, but it's been really nice weather here, so I'm bought one. I guess you live around here now, so never mind. You know.
I'm back.
So
my weather's your weather, friend.
that is true. Anyways, I mean, Anna would basically, if she sees Xerxes getting ready, and like kind of just looking towards the rock, she would, pretty much like arm up.
And what's coming towards us of rock?
2 rocks.
Pair.
Oh,
Pair of
nice.
rocks.
Let's not have a repeat of last time. Be wiser to focus one down before.
And sorry, one more question. It's certain that they're attacking us, or we think we have a chance at avoiding it?
They are headed in your general direction. and you've noticed them coming your way and have since kind of confirmed that they are headed in your direction, you think?
Gotcha.
But yeah, you think you have a wee bit of time if you need it to prepare. Because you have noticed them coming.
Stephen will cast a spell.
Beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah, I can. This is great news. Sorry, I just realized something about one of my spells.
So basically, unless someone moves to do otherwise, Anna's just going to watch the Brox, and if one becomes in firing range of the longbow, she's going to shoot.
What are you considering firing range?
That's a good question.
There's the disadvantage version, and then there's the
longbow, right? That's like 120, 150 before disadvantage, right? Or am I completely
150,
off?
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
So maybe like 200 feet. She would take probably a shot in disadvantage if they're within 200 feet.
She takes a shot, then Arthur would certainly take a shot. And he's got that neat little trick where it's set not disadvantage at long distance.
Beautiful.
What are you saying?
Let us roll for initiative.
I was communicating with my...
Let us roll Rick a roll. Wow, that was weird. I only got the end of that. I didn't get the whole thing. Wow. Okay. Okay, let me do something. Can I have a D8 from Xerxes and Clavius? Wow. Clavius. Similarly to what some other people have experienced, Xerxes and Clavius, you feel just a touch quicker on the draw this morning for whatever reason. A little bit snappier. Let me roll for the Rockies, who are currently not on the board because, you know, some people got good range. Wow. Don't worry about them right now. Alrighty then. I guess we need some battle music. This music is not great for what we doing. All right. So for now, all I know is that Anna and Arthur are going to take some pot shots at these things. Does anyone else have the range to go for something at like 200 feet?
You know that I do.
Not 200 feet.
All right,
I think
well,
my top range is 260.
all right, so the X Factor, Anna and Arthur, fire me off some shots. Let's soften these boys up. Are you targeting the same one? Or are you targeting separate?
Is there a lead one, or are they flying together?
They're like, yeah, pretty close to each other, but sure, there's a lead.
Then I presume we'd fire at the lead one.
Beautiful.
Do I get to double attack, or is this one attack?
If you get to double attack on your turn, you get to double attack.
Sweet.
Welcome to multi-attackville. Level 5. My God, I'm so scared right now.
That's why you doubled the draws.
Oh my God, there's so many things.
Oh, those 23s on the attack roll, boys.
Fuck!
So
Yours isn't a disadvantage.
No.
No, his isn't, and Arthur's isn't, I don't think, because he did a mod to his fucking gun. All right, so 14 plus 2. That's gonna hit. It's gonna be a good first volley, I think. Bop bop. The second obviously hits. Anna's second shot will not hit. Cersei, second shot, my God.
About a 9.
9's not gonna do it.
Pretty strong.
From Sir Arthur.
Pretty beefy.
They will dash. Getting on the board to exactly where they are currently. And we will start this round with Steve-O.
Is Arthur actually all the way away from the party like that? Or is that just... Okay, I don't know.
Yep. He's doing his thing.
Keeping his links away from the battle.
Cat Mahomes is ahead of us.
Just prancing, showing you his cat butt.
I see his white fluffy butt. His little stub tail.
Sorry, I'm just figuring out my range here, Michael.
Oh, you're good.
All right, there we go. Steven will fire off some magic missiles at the first one.
They will hit.
And we'll do it at the second level, so I'll get that extra one.
Beautiful.
12 points of damage.
All right. Butte. Xerxes.
I will go ahead and fire at the two, or the same, same guy from before.
Yeah. Butte. As you're wont to do.
Whew.
My God. This guy. Those will hit. All of them.
Cool. Here's the bad news, guys. Guess who's got to reload on his next turn?
It's the Lynx's turn. You're muted. There you go.
Don't think until I'm level 5 for the other one that he can actually do much of anything. The whole.
Beautiful. Clavius.
Clavius is going to see the ire of the... First of all, I'm going to do a memory check. Do I remember what happened when we fought them last time as far as the special noise move?
Yeah, I mean, it was only a few days ago. But yeah, they were like stunning people with their screech.
Okay. I'm going to see him looking at Steven after that magic missile and just kind of interpose myself.
Beautiful.
And hold in action, because I know you like to hear those words like that.
I do.
Out loud.
I love to hear that. Makes me so happy. Saru.
You have to fight them.
Nope.
You don't. I don't do anything. I just come over here.
Arthur.
Arthur will move my turn order thing. He's going to take a shot at the lead with sharpshooter on, as he hates himself.
There you go.
Hasn't come through for me yet.
Take it to the bank. 17 to hit, 16 points of damage.
Oh, my word, there it is. That'll do it.
That'll do. That'll do, Rocky. That'll do.
Demo.
I like to imagine Arthur is trying to play it off to the Lynx like he rolls that way every time.
You may not have been traveling with us much, but this is what I'm pretty much known for.
I think the Lynx have been here long enough to see some actual rolls.
You saw me drop the salmon in the sand.
Yeah,
he did.
It's like I'm pretty sure.
Twice. You saw that.
Isabel's going to use her action to defend Steven.
Ooh. Awesome. Anna.
Anna is gonna draw a bow, cutting herself on her Rylinia tattoo, and her blade will start to dance with lightning. Her bow will start to dance with lightning, and she will shoot at she'll shoot at the first one twice, assuming it doesn't fall. She's not at disadvantage anymore.
The second shot will hit. You said the second one or the first one?
The first one. She'll move. There.
Rock number 1. Will come dashing in. Kind of coming in hard and landing. Right there. That's all it can do. The second. land right there. Farah draws her short sword. And will move there. Steven. Still didn't get a turn.
Poor Borsil.
Borsil would have moved there.
Steven's gonna magic missile the guy in his Belch grill again.
Will they hit?
First level this time, that's all.
Magic missiles.
They slam.
What's that?
Some good magic missiles.
Yeah.
Slam into the beast. It howls in agony. Xerxes. The foes have arrived.
Xerxes reloads his gun.
Butte. Is that a full action or is that just one of your attacks?
That's a good question. I think that's just one of my attacks.
I think it is too. But you haven't been here before.
We've never done that. I have my pull up the Gunslinger PDF here. Maybe.
Trying to just go slow. So I do feel like you get just one.
It would make sense, I think, for it to just take one.
Yeah.
It says, strength at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. I'm trying to find the reload rules.
Reloading a gun replaces your next attack you would make with the fire alarm. So you can still, if you prefer, you may instead use your action to reload. So if for whatever reason you would want to do that, but
Gotcha.
So just an attack.
So I can still attack Uno time.
Yes. Butte.
And I'm gonna continue to attack the same guy.
Beautiful. Ooh. Does not hit.
That damage too. That
Glances
sucks.
off.
Oh, that would have been good.
Borsil.
Borsil, you may need to jump in the water.
He runs off that way. Lynx still chilling.
From in the distance, the party can hear. Blue 80! Blue!
Okay. The worst. Clavius.
First thing, we'll use 10 feet of movement to swivel over to there to get advantage.
Love that.
And we will try to pop that guy for 4 whopping points of damage.
Beautiful.
And with that one taking the dash action, does he get a reaction if I move out of his space?
He would technically, yeah, he still has his reaction to use.
So I still want to try to put that top one on lockdown. So I will use a second attack. And not advantage on that top one to try to get his attention.
Love it.
Whoo!
There you go.
That'll do it. You have his attention.
And that will be my turn.
Awesome. Saru. What you got? Oh god, he's so cat-like.
No. All that extra running speed.
That cat-like quickness.
It doesn't even cost an action. Okay. And then I'm going to toll the dead on the bloody guy.
Oh boy.
As who doesn't love making noises with musical instruments? To confuse wizards and student levels.
Wisdom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not great. Not great.
2d12. Look at that.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Level
pretty
5,
awesome.
yeah, 2d12.
Oh yeah.
As the noise of your whatever it is you play this time, I'm not sure, your instrument that you've chosen.
I don't have my keyboard hooked up. I wasn't about it today. So I don't know.
Whatever the noise you play, you see it's around its ears, just blood splatters out, and it falls to the ground. And Saru marks another kill onto his
little edge.
I feel like he's leading the league, and by a lot.
He's got some kills.
Got a lot of kills marked on that panpipe of his.
Yeah. He's racking them up. Arthur.
With a wink and a nod, Arthur moves here, drops this hot firebomb, marking the remaining rook, and launching some of that good. Still the sharpshooter. Pow! God. Big money. And I gotta drop a hot d6. 19 points of damage.
Yeah, that'll do some damn.
I'll wake you up in the morning.
Who is this guy rolling over there?
Arthur's
Isabel.
shield has been getting swole and not.
For real. Isabel. You did not need to defend from the rock that is now dead, so that's good.
That's good. Does this rock look like it's looking at anybody in particular?
If I had to pin it on someone, it would be the one that hit it with a flail.
Okay. There. 1 second. My mouse decided to stop working
Oh, I love that.
2 minutes ago, so I got distracted. Yeah, Isabel's just gonna move there and hold her action.
Beautiful. Anna.
Anna's gonna move a little bit out of the way and then fire 2 longbow shots at the frog.
They will both hit. You guys are getting them today. Solid. Rock's turn. That one is very well dead. Oh, this one's got options, so let's do some retribution. Clavius is going to attack you.
My trigger. Can I do
Yeah.
my help action?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sanctuary is spotless.
Ooh, oh, beautiful. What's it got to roll? Wisdom. See that high wisdom Brock. Ooh. All right, so it has to switch its attack.
Yeah.
To the only other person in range, which is Isabel. So here comes the beak at Isabel. 13 to hit.
Misses.
All right, and another wisdom save because it really wants to hit Clavius. Does not do it. It will move that. Talon. Isabel. 24 to hit.
Oh boy.
I think that hits.
15 points of slashing as the angry Talon comes down upon you. Okay. Lovely. Really think about her actions here. And move in and do a hit with her short sword. Or attempt to. She will miss. And second attack will also miss. 8 and 9. So there's that.
She is one-handed.
She is one-handed. Steven.
Alright, Steven, seeing the success that Saru had, he's also going to toll the dead. But it needs a wisdom save, obviously.
Wisdom save. 13.
Fail.
Does not do it.
So 13 points of damage.
Oh, that's cool. You did the D8 and the D12. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It does not seem to love that very much.
That's all I got.
Alright. X Factor.
Pew pew.
Wow. Just laying him out. He just can't stop, won't stop. Those will both hit. Shocking. A lot of damage. Force Heal does nothing. Lynx, does Lynx do anything?
Cat Mahomes moves into a defensive position.
Love it.
He's looking to be like a blocker of some sort.
We're just setting Saru up to kill this thing again, aren't we?
It feels like it. Clavius?
That's it. just to make sure Saru gets another one.
Yeah, that'll
Stop it. Just kill it.
that'll do it. That'll hit. 9 points of damage. Saru.
Well, I had something else in mind, but seeing that it's probably like unable to stand because it's so hurt.
Really hurt.
Wondering why Clavius pulled his punches.
It's really hurt.
Clavius may not be able to multi-attack. He probably might have had to axe and shirts. Just guess.
What you got, Saru?
I suppose. I'll just... Real up close.
Oh yeah, get in there.
Yeah. What level? I don't want to put it at a level.
Wisdom save. Oh my god. Oh, it lives.
Wow.
It yet lives. To see another 10. Arthur.
Now for wrath. Now for ruin.
You're gonna roll a crit fail. Oh, there you go.
That's gonna hit.
And
How do you want to do this?
Pyaw! Arthur just looks at Cat Mahomes and says, "This is what I'm all about." And he just buries that arrow right in the rock's big old eyeball, dropping it. And I believe completing a PQL. Land the killing strike on a marked enemy in combat.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Wow. And to think, those rocks were responsible for Sir Garen's death. I mean, not those specific rocks, but...
Well, that's because you didn't have Arthur in the fight.
And incredible display of murder of very nice rocks.
Anyone even get hit?
Yes.
Isabel,
your healer did take a good shot.
You see her patching herself up right afterwards.
Anna will come up and do an investigation on the Varrock just to see if there's anything going on that we don't expect.
It looks pretty much the same as those rocks that you encountered before. There is some of those black tendrils upon it. But nothing out of the ordinary as far as rocks are concerned for you.
Did the last rock have black tendrils?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Looks pretty similar. And then Fent rematerializes. What do you do?
Well, that one went a little better than last time. We can keep pushing.
we need to move quickly.
How heavy are the rocks?
Quite.
Could
I don't know their exact weight, but very heavy.
Could Fent and I together drag them into the water to hide them? Or are they too heavy?
It would take too long, and it would take us longer to cover up the tracks. We should.
It would take some time, probably. They're pretty big boys.
if anything, it might send a sign to whatever's tracking us that it's got a lot to reckon with.
Meta, do we think the rocks were sent by somebody?
They've got great vision. It's likely that they saw us from afar. There is no way to avoid them. If anything, we'll be lucky if we avoid the dragon while we continue on our journey, but we've got to keep pressing.
They could have just followed us from Bray. Seen us.
Isabel, are you quite rested and recovered?
Fine. Don't worry.
So we keep
Fent,
pushing.
stow your gear. We've got to keep going.
We'll never.
Always be fishing.
Always be fishing. Northward.
I feel like we should go south now.
That's fine. Go wherever you want.
That was a really well-drawn river, by the way.
Thanks.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me. That river we're keeping forever. We will never get rid of that river. And look, it can, there's waves.
West by northwest.
While we're walking, I'm gonna run up to Xerxes and why weren't you shooting twice the entire time?
Well, you know, the old trigger finger is a little rusty. I wanted to ensure my shots would all hit, but we've had so much combat, I feel much comfortable firing quickly like that. So I'd anticipate that as long as we keep this thing warmed up, we're not going to have any problems.
Well, you know, it's pretty easy to warm up your finger. I mean, you just kind of like...
Trust me, nothing's easy at my age.
Well, if you're shooting twice as fast, do you have like backup ammo or something? Because obviously if you shoot twice as fast, you run out of twice as fast, so you should really have kind of a backup. No?
I've been, making as many bullets as I can, as fast as I can. They're, they just take time to create. But never fear, I'll always be prepared.
Well, I just didn't necessarily mean your stockpile. I meant more during when we're actually fighting things. It seemed like you had to like stop for a second and reload. And obviously, if there's more than just the two things there, it's going to leave you vulnerable. Would you be interested in? I could probably learn how to help you reload them. Maybe save you some time. I know you're, cautious about who touches your. Damn it. Nope, I can't say it without it being weird. There's not a word. Equipment, things, toys. Nope. Doesn't. Nope.
The equipment's very good.
Weapon. Nope. Who knows?
Very good.
Anyway,
Your 9mm.
Point being is, if you'd be interested, I could probably help you save you some time because you typically do more on the attacking than I do.
Certainly consider it. I've also been working on a automatic reloader.
Of course you have.
Template. But I haven't quite cracked the intricacies of the blueprint yet. But in the meantime, I'll certainly consider it.
Cool.
Onward.
Moving on.
The rest of the day goes on, and you are unmolested by demons of any kind. So that's cool.
What about Saru?
He does try to touch Xerxes' equipment, but he does ask first, so it's fine. You come to a place where the sun is going down. Gotta make a decision. Is it pushing or is it camping?
Seems like a good
Arthur,
time
how
to
much
camp,
forest
right?
do we have left?
How many what?
How much forest do we have left?
We're coming to the end of the Lumnach. I would prefer that we push a few hours into the night. We'll see how far we can make it, unless anybody is feeling weary, of course. That's one thing that I cannot state with enough emphasis, is that we should only press if everyone's feeling healthy. If any of us might feel like we'd fall behind or not be at 100% the following day, then we should not press through. Saying none, we should keep moving.
Love it. Undi 20.
I'm feeling bold. Ah, there it is. Guys, I am hot tonight. I got myself a new cat. Landed a good hits on some birds. It's a whole new campaign.
Me a perception check. Whoever is leading the way, which I assume is Arthur, and then anyone that is up with him, or would presume to be. Arthur, as you are traveling next to the river, you see something upon the river's edge. It is nearly dark, kind of the twilight hours of the evening. To you, it looks like a corpse, kind of along the riverbank. Probably 60 or so feet ahead. Or so.
How much light do we have?
Minimal. Enough for you to make up 60, like to see 60 feet.
Nice. He will kind of hold up the stopping sign and kind of like wave Anna to come forward.
Yeah, Anna can come forward and do a perception. Maybe she can see a little better in the dark. Nope.
What do your elvish eyes see?
I cannot tell. Something by the river. Not much more than that. Approach cautiously.
Aye. He will motion to the others that the three of us will continue moving forward. And stop like 20 feet away.
Sounds good. Are we moving stealthily?
No. Cautiously.
Just moving.
Yeah, not stealthily, just cautiously.
Let me throw a torch out there just so that you guys can see a little better. If I can find the goddamn torch. All this bullshit. Because I know Arthur can't see a goddamn thing right now.
Can't see my pecker in the night.
Does that help at all?
Need some light, Arthur.
Is that like Isabel?
Sure.
Lighting a coin? What is that?
She's probably doing the typical casting light inside the hood lantern.
Okay.
Well, there, I'll give you a torch on. Now you got a torch on yourself.
Flame on.
Flame on. All right, so you said you were just approaching.
About 20 feet away.
Roll perception.
You see, Arthur.
There it is.
Louise.
There it is.
Looks like a corpse, as far as you can tell.
Anna will pull out her long sword and approach the corpse.
Arthur will keep his bow drawn, trained upon the corpse.
And she will do an investigation of the corpse.
It appears to be a humanoid corpse. As you get a better look at it up close, you see that it looks like it's been dead for some time, but it doesn't look like this is the, place that it died. It doesn't appear super bloated like you would expect if it had, been in the river for long, although it is just on the edge. And it has these huge gashes across its chest. It's kind of what you see currently from where you are.
Isabel, can you tell us more about how they died?
Can you try?
I'll try to aid with a medicine. Isabel, I assume that's what you're doing.
Yeah. So, I'm just...
No aid. No help.
No help.
You try. Isabel will focus and look over the body.
Holy moly.
Wow. The marks are post-mortem. It does not appear that is how the corpse died. Definitely some other way that it died. Hard to tell from seeing it in the water. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's been dead for a month. I mean, it's not in great condition. You'd have to like pull it out of the water and do some, more in depth. But what you can immediately tell from that roll, just looking at it, is that those giant gashes in its chest were done recently, and well after this thing was dead.
Does that look pretty wet? Like head to toe?
Yeah, I mean, it's wet for sure, but it's, not like bloated or anything. It doesn't look like it's been in, you wouldn't think that it'd been in the water for, days or anything like that.
Okay. Arthur, are we at the end of our day's march?
I would think so. Why?
Let's. I might be able to do some more investigation on this if we wait till tomorrow.
Is it something that you want to do? You don't just see it as the victim of the
There's
wild.
some suspicious circumstances. First of all, the body's been dead for a while, but all these gashes and marks are much more recent. Does it look like they were like chewing at it, like something might have been chewing or trying to get at it, or like these marks are some other kind of intentional?
Roll. Well, I'll just carry that over. It does not look like chewing or, anything in that nature. It doesn't look like something was trying to eat at
So
it.
it wasn't like scavengers coming at
No,
it.
does not appear to be scavengers. It almost looks like someone stuck a blade or multiple just through it.
What seems to have caused the marks?
Sort of blade, and like I said, probably after its death. So a curiosity, for sure. Give me the night to think it over, and I might have something more on it in the morning.
I hope we have the night to think it over. We should find ground similar to what we had last night, and though I do not want to make a habit of it, because it's a pretty easy trail to follow, make some sort of fortification like we did the night before.
Sure. I will need to re-inspect the body in the morning.
Would you like to leave it here or take it with us?
Maybe pull it at least a little bit off the bank so it doesn't somehow slip away in the river in the night.
Is there much information that you think you can glean from it?
We'll see. It's what I'm going to do. I haven't practiced in a very long time, so I'm not quite sure if it'll work. Just trust me on this, I would say.
If anything, you've earned our trust. Arthur will help her pull the corpse like 10 feet inward.
Yeah, Anna will help too.
Not be too far from it in the night. We don't want something making off with it.
I would like to check any pockets or clothing for anything on the corpse.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just has general, common-looking clothes, but there's nothing outwardly identifiable.
Okay.
Are we making camp here, or what are we doing?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're making camp here.
Beautiful.
And no one's at all concerned that we're leaving a dead body around our campsite with our history of fighting things that have come back to life? Some random dead body just floated down the river? No one's concerned?
Should make extra care to keep watch over it then.
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
It's fine.
Yeah, Xerxes, if you're so concerned, take a watch.
That was Nate talking. I was clearly not doing my voice. I'm just making sure we're all on the same page there. We're very interested in a corpse for no reason when corpses have been coming back to life all around us. And that's where we're going to sleep.
Has anybody outside of our 0.5 had corpses come back to life?
I mean, we fought undead before.
We kind of had a thing with Lomi. Lomi. Hardly knew you.
Lomi. You guys tell me what you want to do. Just along for the ride.
I mean, it sounds like we're setting up camp, so.
Beautiful. Who's on first?
Isabel, as usual.
Arthur.
Anything specific you're doing?
If there's time. I don't know if there's time. So work. Potion making.
Lovely.
I did have a couple of things I wanted to do before we went to sleep, for what that's worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously I want to continue work on my science project, but I actually wanted to have the conversation with Clavius.
Get him.
Will, what is Clavius doing right now? Before bed?
Nothing special.
Just hanging out?
Yeah.
Xerxes will approach him. Clavius, you seemed unusually upset when we found Bray. I know you told me that you were from the north. Were you from there?
I spent a short time there as a adolescent. Did business in and out of the city. I grew up north of the lake, and we would travel down as merchants. I never called Bray my home. I just had a fool's hope that perhaps I would see it in its former glory. I was looking forward to maybe having some things restored in this world, but apparently all the changes that have happened north of our wall have been for the worst.
I assure you the destruction of the primordials was awe-inspiring. I thought we all knew that as we left the safety of Briarwood.
the primordials, the gods, the war. I don't give a rat's ass about any of them on either side. But everybody's Xerxes. Everybody has a few things that they hold close to their heart. And I just thought there might have been a chance to relive some of the days where things weren't so acutely and powerfully pressing in, not just on the body, but on the mind. Pressure. Like a race against some sort of untiring beast to find out the answers that won't come to a problem you don't even know. I guess I was just looking for a little taste of what life was like long ago.
Take it from me, the past wasn't all that great, to be honest with you. But I can understand hope. But believe me, not everything is so dark. We certainly can build a brighter future together. What the future holds is up to us and everyone else living in this time. There's much we do not know, but our efforts here are not in vain. I believe that people will once again be able to live outside the walls if they so choose, based upon our findings. So don't lose that hope.
I'll take those words to heart. People will live here again. And after that stump speech, you have my vote. It was very poetic.
Xerxes was a rapper in his young days. He's kicking it on the streets of Grey Forge, spitting beats. He will just, he'll pat Clavius on the shoulder, and walk away to return to his tent and work on his science project.
Anybody else? First.
Yeah.
Anna's actually going to stay up for the first two watches if Zara and Steven are good with 3 and 4.
Cool. Anna, Arthur, and Isabel. Roll perception. Love that little Lynx roll.
It's got advantage if it requires smell.
Love that.
That's FYI.
Roll again.
Come on, cat. Throw the deep ball. Oh, yeah.
Isabel, is it your intent that you are up near the dead body?
Yeah, she's keeping an eye on it.
Okay. Can you see up there all right? Do you need fire or anything?
I mean, I can barely see it. I can barely see the body, yeah.
Do you want a torch?
Sure.
Isabel and Arthur you are unaware, but the lynx kind of bristles up, starts sniffing the air. Anna, you as well catch a scent of something. A bit like brimstone, like rotten eggs, sulfurous. And then you hear a subtle splashing in the water. And the three of you, what languages do you speak?
Cat.
Celestial. Draconic. And Primordial.
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Halfling.
The only thing that I add to that is Orc.
What was yours again, Croft? Sorry.
Common, Celestial, Draconic, Primordial.
Anna and Arthur, you hear this very low, almost whisper, but you don't understand. Isabel, you hear this same low whisper, but you understand the words that are being said in Draconic, coming from the direction of the water, about 20 feet to the east of you.
Whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
This thing's talking to me.
What's that?
That's what it said.
That's what you heard.
Reveal yourself and maybe I'll answer.
What language are you speaking?
The language it's spoken, if I can speak it.
Yeah, Draconic.
Draconic.
So do we hear Isabel murmur back?
Yeah, you heard the voice, and you probably hear Isabel talking back. Yes.
Anna's gonna slowly move that way.
As you say that, from the water's edge, you see a large serpentine head come out of the water. Water just dripping down its two massive black horns. This is the same dragon-like creature that you had seen days prior, flying over the plains. Revealing itself to you, it looks a little like that. These two big green eyes just kind of glowing as it stares at you fairly menacingly. And it raises its head pretty far up out of the water and is kind of now looking down upon you and kind of glances over as it watches Anna slowly kind of making her way towards Anna. You, with your dark vision, clearly see this. Arthur, you see this kind of shadow as well, kind of rising in the light of the torch that Isabel is carrying.
Would Anna be able to do some sort of check to see if she knows what type of drag or knows anything about dragons?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make an Arcana check.
Blah.
You know its scales appear to be black. That's about as in-depth as what you can, recall right now. Dragons had not been seen in a very long time until you saw one the other day.
So, when I retorted, what was its reaction? Like, what did it do? Was it just like revealing itself?
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was revealing itself at your asking it to reveal itself.
It said no more.
It has not said anything yet, as it is watching.
What do you wish by coming here tonight? Or what do you wish to gain by coming here tonight?
I wish to learn. I see you found my gift.
He kind of looks down at the corpse.
Is this still in Draconic?
Currently, yeah.
Excuse me, my possibility for being rude, but what sort of gift is a corpse?
More of an introduction.
Your introduction. What are we to take from it? What is it to mean to us?
That I'm not yet sure. What are you doing here?
We are travelers exploring this land. That has long been lost to us.
What do you hope to find?
A semblance of the truth. Do you know anything? Would you be willing to share such a gift with us?
I know much.
Its head and looking down and looking at the group again, just kind of taking it all in and seeing Anna just kind of staring. Arthur, what are you doing currently?
Bo is at the ready, but he's just kind of very, very still, ready to kind of wake up everybody else that's in the camp, but just kind of watching from afar. There's not a lot he can do, and he's really not wanting to do a whole lot of sudden movements to draw any attention.
I've tracked your band. You have a hate for the demons, I see.
I have no love for them. This is true. They have caused us nothing but harm since we have come to this land. Is it the same for you?
In the beginning, I enjoyed the hunt, but they have expanded into my plains. I watched you dispose of the rocks and wondered if you could be used to help.
I'm not sure the other members of my group would appreciate the term such as used, but an alliance of sort may be in order. What is it you desire?
Did you go to the city?
We viewed it.
How closely?
Close enough to know we did not want to go any further.
So you saw it then?
Are you speaking of the creatures that lied within, or deeper?
The tower.
Was there an actual tower?
Not as far as you saw, no.
Okay, that's what I thought. I did not see any tower. The city was ruins.
No.
Unless you're speaking of Perilous Lake to the south.
No. Veiled by magic, there is a tower atop the hill.
What am I supposed to glean from this revelation of a odd tower we cannot see?
You are but ants. To me, but also to them. I cannot approach, but ants can.
What would you say if we refused?
Nothing. I would leave. And you will go on and likely die.
And likely die trying to get to this tower as well.
I think not.
What would make you say such a thing? We have come across nothing but hardship since coming here. Why would we go unscathed where a dragon could not?
As I've said, the protections they have created are for foes like myself. They are not worried about ants.
I'm sorry, but I'm failing to grasp any sort of the significance or gravity of needing to go to this tower for us to needlessly endanger ourselves. I would need a better reason. We
You said-
would need a better reason.
You said you wanted to learn. Who better than to learn by someone who can see all?
There's answers in this tower.
Perhaps.
How long have you been in these lands?
For a time.
Time before or after? When the sky fell, in the burning.
Both.
Has the tower always been there?
The tower is new.
Have you bore witness to the wall to the south or the north?
I've seen a wall, yes.
Do you think they share a similarity, this tower, your tower and our wall?
Their colors are different.
I alone cannot make this decision. I will need to deliberate with my allies. Is that all right?
Yes. I'll be watching.
All right.
You kind of just see its head slowly just starts going back down.
Do like a crocodile with like top part of the head barely above water.
Yeah, just right there. And then it just disappears beneath the water. Looks like that.
Gods of dawn and dusk, Isabel. Do you make a habit of talking to dragons?
As soon as like she turns like from the dragon and comes towards you, you can see like just a like momentary sigh of just like relief as she was taking, was taking her will to keep her composure during that. No, I don't. I'm assuming you did not understand anything we said.
No, let's go. Let us go back to talk to Arthur.
It has a proposal for us. We need to discuss.
So we get back to Arthur.
Yeah.
You'll see that he's got kind of an arrow knocked to his bow now, and Cat Mahomes is right by his side, almost leaning against him. The two seem like a bonded pair.
Isabel says that the dragon. Could you see that, Arthur?
I could see great shadowy shapes in the distance, but I could not tell what was happening.
Some sort of black dragon.
Good day.
So it has been hunting us as well.
I'm not sure hunting is the right word. Maybe curious about us.
And what is the reason that it let us live?
It wants to use us. Well, those were its words. It says it can see a tower in Bray. One that used to not be there. So I'm thinking its significance is related to the burning. At least that's my guess for the moment.
Is it one that we saw?
No. I saw no tower that it spoke of. It says we may find answers if we go there to our questions about all of this?
What reason would we have to risk our lives to go into a city we know is wrought with nothing but ruin?
That's what I said. All he promised, or, well, all he said was we may learn something by going there. And he says that if we refuse, he'd simply let us go. But I don't know what to make of the word of a dragon. I've never had a chance of pleasure speaking with one before now. Don't know if he's just going to try and kill us all if we refuse. Or not.
As a mentor I had growing up once told me, dragons don't have brakes.
Don't.
I'm sorry.
It may
Sorry.
not be the saying, Arthur, but A for effort. So the dragon wants us to head back to Bray to look for a magic tower of some sort.
Yes.
Did there a reason they don't go to the tower?
The dragon spoke of something, some magics or something like that keeps greater beings, I guess, or something of higher status than us from entering.
I don't know that it seems like a strong argument that we might have the chance to learn something just by risking our lives going into a city that's been invaded, while the opposite is that he'll simply let us go free as we travel to the north, not risking our lives for an education we may or may not gain.
I'm in agreement. This is very odd and foolhardy and full of risk if we were to do it. Not something I'm inclined to do without at least a bit more insurance and the ends. I'm not apt for these situations. Merely relaying this message. I don't know to begin with or even trying to decide.
We've got a mission in the north, and we've got a timeline that seems more important now than ever. And I feel that any distraction we have from that timeline is only a detriment to the longevity of our lives.
More information could be useful. But ultimately, it is not us to decide.
Who's to decide?
We bring it up in the morning.
Yeah, let me just go ask the dragon to wait till morning for an answer.
It wants an answer this night.
I don't know. I don't know what dragons are like, really. Do you have an idea of how to, go about interacting with one, Arthur?
No, I left all my gold at home.
Precisely. Just saying, a bout of caution may be good for us in this moment.
Depending on what it wants to do with us if we refuse its request.
I have one more question for it.
What would that question be?
It said the corpse was a gift to us. I'm curious if there might be something more behind it.
What kind of gift is a corpse?
Initially, I was just thinking of it as something to get our attention, but Give me a moment. I'll go ask it. Isabel kind of pauses for a moment and then goes up back. Is the corpse still there? I don't remember how.
Margaret, you mean
Oh, I was saying that there's supposed to be a corpse still there, but I deleted it on accident when I was fixing the water.
Okay.
So I was trying to bring it back. There he is.
Dragon, are you still here?
Was that in common or draconic?
Probably draconics, though.
There is no response.
Well, maybe do your investigation or whatever you were going to do on the corpse in the morning.
Yeah, well, guess we're waiting till morning now, anyways. Just dragon. All things. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait till morning.
Go get some rest, Isabel. I will stay by the corpse.
When you wake others for the following watches, if they see a dragon, tell them not to attack on first sight.
What a thing to tell somebody when they wake up.
I will.
Who's on this watch?
Anna's on it.
Did anyone else want to be up for the second?
I'll do second as well.
Xerxes is sleeping.
Classic. Anything the two of you need to speak about?
I don't know. We'll find out. So Anna's still has the holy symbol of sin of Sara's.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna be like looking at it and sort of like playing with it in her hands. And she's gonna start crying quietly while she's just like holding this holy symbol in her hands. Not like loud and obnoxious, but tears will start. Just sort of wipe them away and bestow the holy symbol after a time.
Are you up there?
I'd need to be an eye shot of. I'd need to be able to see the corpse, so I could be about here.
Let's do this. I don't think I would. I don't think I'd see it.
Okay. If second watch goes without anything else, she will tell Stephen and Sarah that we were visited by a dragon and they've made a request of us. We haven't seen them since, but if you see a dragon, don't. It's gonna kill us, or it's way stronger, so don't shoot it.
Wait a minute, Anna. Let me level set with you real quick. So, a little groggy from my meditation, but
yep.
Dragons are these massive, magical, mythical creatures. We saw one, and it killed 2 Vrox a couple days ago, right?
Yes, it was the same dragon.
Yeah, and so that same dragon came.
Yep.
And you're saying, don't attack it. Because that, yeah, I'd really want to attack the thing that just murder-balled 2 Vrox.
Well, you were wise, Stephen. There was one, Isabel talked to one earlier in the evening.
There was a dragon here?
Yes, it was up by the corpse. Isabel spoke with the dragon in its language.
Even will definitely start walking towards the corpse.
I didn't hear you, Marshall.
I said Stephen immediately starts walking towards the corpse and just plops down and staring straight at the water.
Well, that's where the dragon came from, so.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Yep. When Steven is convinced that Anna's down, he's going to look for some rocks and start skipping them out into the water in the direction that Anna told him the dragon came from.
Love it.
Okay.
Just skipping.
Yep. He's probably using Mage Hand too, so we're getting some serious distance on these, by the way.
It's really whipping them out. It's all at the wrist.
Yeah.
Sara does not go over there.
Now, dragon could pop up.
She hangs out where she is. And the night passes as you skip rocks. Peacefully. Or as peacefully as it could be. I suppose. Morning comes. And there are a few things of note. One of which is something that we've talked about before.
Swolvius?
Clavius.
Can I just say how much I missed the days of Waterdeep when I was considered too much of a noob for the DM to just fuck with my character.
Those were the days when you just murder balled all of my monsters. Clavius. Putting your armor on this day, as you do every day. It's tight.
How tight?
Too tight?
Do I, without rolling, am I able to ascertain the magic question, the answer to the magic question of, do I have a chainmail armor class?
You don't have to roll. It doesn't fit.
Okay, hold on. Let me just take this off and see what we're dealing with here. I peek my head out the tent and see if I can see Saru or Xerxes.
Sure. Yeah, why not? I'm down.
I'll do over 50 Xerxes.
Wow.
Really liking Xerxes today. Call him into the tent. Xerxes. Need your advice on horn polishing.
Sounds like a euphemism. What can I do for you?
I would like Xerxes to help put Sir Garen's armor on me. Does it fit?
It's ill-fitting, right?
So you have looked at this armor before, and it was not the greatest fit before. As you kind of start putting it on with the help of Xerxes, it is much closer to fitting.
But much closer means no.
But much closer does indeed mean it does not fit, but it is just a touch too big.
Is there anything I can do to slightly modify it?
You might be able to do something, but it would take time.
Looking at it, how confident am I that I would be able to do it? And with that solution, how much time would it take?
Roll a tinker check.
I've been rolling hot on these guys. Which means I might be due.
So you think you could probably get it to work if you had about a day to work on it.
I will relay that information to Clavius.
Well, here's what I know. I didn't drink the water yesterday, and I don't have control. If he spends a day fixing this, I may just grow again for all I know. So let's not do that. I don't know. I really thought it was that water.
Perhaps we could have Stephen or Isabel take a look. I know young Stephen is relatively young, but he seems to have great mastery over his powers. Perhaps he'll know what kind of magical malady affects you.
It's worth a shot.
Should I get him?
Yeah, just one or the other, not both.
Isabel might blush looking at you like this, and he'll kind of wink. I
don't think Isabel blushes.
I know. I think that's the joke. Xerxes will find Stephen and ask him to come to Clavius' tent.
Oh, what's up? Y'all hear about the dragon?
He's still skipping stones.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon?
Yeah, Anna told me.
More questions about that later. Can you...
Oh.
Clavius has a question for you. He seems to be having issues of the magical variety.
Stephen, do you remember in the tower when Borseal and a couple of other people were glowing because there was just a way to tell there was something magical going on? Something is happening. I mean, I have to assume you've noticed I'm getting bigger and I can't stop. I thought it was the magical water, but I didn't drink any yesterday. Is there a spell you can cast on me to see why?
Ritually, I presume.
Ain't wasting a prepared slot on that. Maybe you can wait for 10 minutes while someone does it.
Maybe it's aware that he took a 6 hit to his AC.
So meta-wise, what is your AC right now?
It's 13.
Solid.
What's your dex mod?
Well, it is 0, but I don't get a dex mod for chainmail.
Detecting magic. The only thing that you see that's giving off any sign of magic is the bag. The backpack.
The backpack is obviously magical, but I don't sense anything with you. What's this magic water you were talking about?
I just drank. I took some of the water in a water skin from the Paragus Lake that went around certain people. I thought it was magic water.
And specifically, Michael, I would be looking at when he tells me that. I'll pour some out a little bit and look at the water skin. No aura there.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There's barely.
Oh, you missed. I think you missed it. Saru, Saru dumped the water on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh.
So nothing in there.
Oh.
Maybe lucky if there's a drop.
Gotcha.
What kind of armor is Xerxes wearing?
I presume leather.
That is.
You're size 12, right, Xerxes?
Yeah. I wear studded leather armor. I'm a light boy. That's why I could do cartwheels and stuff.
I'm gonna ask Xerxes, would you carry this backpack for one day? Just for one day?
Sure, I thought you were buff enough to handle it, but, if you need the old man to carry the bag, certainly can do that at least.
I can cast magical armor on you. I don't know if it'll help or not, Clavius. Meta-wise, your dex is 0.
Yeah.
So it's a 13 plus your dex, so I don't know if that help. I don't think that helps you at all.
Well, the 13, one of it is coming from my defensive fighter trait, and 2 of it is coming from a shield.
Oh, so
wait, so you're at 10?
I just unequipped the chainmail, and it gave me a 13.
So with the mage armor, would that put you back up to 16?
Should be like 10 plus his dex plus
Good,
mage armor.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, so that would help.
Mm-hmm.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
Oh.
Steven uses it every day.
I don't want to get bogged down in this. Just let's make Xerxes carry
Steven is going to touch your shoulder and cast it on you and see how you like that, Clavius.
Thank you, Stephen.
Old mage armor share.
What?
Missed the days of twin casting that.
Yeah, you need a sorcerer to twin cast that.
I guess now that we're done with that, Xerxes will say, "Thank you for your help, Stephen. That was concerning. I still don't exactly know why Clavius is growing uncontrollably, but I also suppose there's nothing we can do about that now."
Yeah, maybe it was the water, and it's already, too late. I don't know.
Maybe he'll pee it out.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Who knows?
Stephen will say with supreme confidence, "Keep drinking more water to flush the water out of your system."
Solid.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Does it? I think we probably need to have a conversation about a dragon that you mentioned.
Yeah, I
Maybe
almost
we should
forgot the dragon.
Meet up with the rest of them.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot the dragon. Speaking of dragons, just kidding. It doesn't come out of the water.
Can't tease Stephen like that.
So it doesn't
wants
come
to
out.
talk to a dragon.
Doesn't come out. That you see.
If it appears it's not going to come out, Isabel's going to cast a spell.
Anna's going to be near Isabel because she wants to see what happens.
I know it's getting a little late, Michael. I don't know how much longer you want to go.
As Isabel reaches down, touching the corpse, you see its chest cavity fill with air and then just hold that air inside. And its head just kind of slowly creaks to the side and locks eyes with Isabel. And that is where we'll pick up next time.